from anywhere you are on channelafrica.co.za. Also available on SABC Plus. We are live. My name is Neto and Neto Chemane. Hosiati konyangazi mumkhajo phandle kunjani moyani vukuvuku tendele. And from the rest of the Africa at Play team, thank you for listening. Coming up on Africa at Play, Uganda Secondary School Sports Association USSSA Chief Executive Officer Christopher Mugisha has named a Uganda team that comprises of 106 sprinters for the FEA SSSA in Kamega.
We start our preparation for FIASA by having qualifiers, and we organize 5 big championships to get qualifiers for FIASA. We have ball games 1, which we held in Bukedia Comprehensive, Bukedia, where we got qualifiers in various sports disciplines in May. We also have under 20 football championship, which was held in Ngora. We got our qualifiers, 4 teams, boys, out of 64. Then after Ngora, we held ball games 2, which was the biggest. This was recently done in Tororo, hosted by St. Peter's College Tororo and Tororo Girls School, where we got our qualifiers. The last one which we are going to do is the swimming gala, which will be done on the 9th. Here we shall get our swimmers who will constitute Team Uganda Swimming.
We will also get to hear from a sports journalist based in Zambia about our topic of the day. Every football transfer season, players are bought by clubs around the world. In recent times, price tags for some players have proved to be beyond the reach for some football clubs out there. The fees being demanded by some football clubs are becoming astronomical. And we're asking the big question, why has the price tag of football players inflated dramatically in recent decades? Let's find out from Wezi Mazunda.
We're living in hard times now. I feel the times we're living in now, the football we're playing now, the business in football now is very expensive. Why do I say so? A lot of money must be invested. Why do I say so? Because the risks are much higher and the turnover is huge if you manage your player, whom I want to look at an asset very well. When you are putting this player on the market, and I want to believe the players that are most expensive and will demand astronomical fees or a lot of money, it's obviously a player who's young, between the ages of probably 18 to 25, those young players coming from the under 17 setup, and then now you're a good player, you're a very good player, a complete player, can play in any position, is very determined and can win you things, a very good team player, so that's value.
Also coming up, a South African coach Molefi says playing at the Mandela National Stadium was a source of pride for his team after they end a hard-fought 1-1 draw with Algeria in their opening Chan 2024 match.
In the first game, the whole stadium was full of Uganda football supporters, which is good for football. And I think the stadium being named after an icon like Nelson Mandela, it is the respect that the government and the Football Association of Uganda is giving to Nelson Mandela. So in us coming here, we had to give respect to that. And in us honoring the late President of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, I think that was the performance that we needed to give, so that we also give back to the people of Uganda, the supporters that came to support the South African team. So we are very pleased in terms of our performances.
14:05 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, a warm welcome to Africa at Play. Football is in full swing in the Betway Premiership in South Africa. Reigning champions Mamelodi Sundowns are out in the Eastern Cape against the Chile Boys Chippa United, and that match kicks off at 1500 Central African Time. AmaZulu Usuthu Mapeshankone will welcome Abomakoti, the newcomers Orbit College, also at 3 p.m. Central African Time. Richards Bay, the Natal Rich Boys are up against Marumo Gallants, Batlabane Bandwa at 1500 Central African Time. Polokwane City Rise and Shine up against Magesi FC. That is the Polokwane Derby, or the Limpopo Derby if you like, and that match is also scheduled for 3 p.m. Central African Time. The Buccaneers Orlando Pirates welcome Sekhukhune United to Orlando Stadium Escotini at 17:30 Central African Time. Siwelele will be up against Golden Arrows at 8 p.m. Central African Time, and we will continue to bring you up to speed with regards to different matches that are taking place in different parts of the African continent and globally. For now, we welcome to the conversation Charles Abel, who is a sports journalist based in Uganda, to talk about the Uganda Secondary Schools Sports Association, USSSA, where the Chief Executive Officer, Christopher Mugisha, has named 106 sprinters for the FISA in Kakamega. We'll have that conversation after the short break.
África. Conhece o Ntivani?
Claro que sou eu.
Ntivani é o amante da música de corpo e alma.
Eu amo música africana.
Ele aprecia todos os tipos de melodias e passa os seus dias a ouvir a Channel África.
Ok.
Adivinha só, a Channel África quer ajudar o Ntivani e os amantes da música em todo o lado a descobrir ainda mais música incrível. Por isso, a Channel África está a convocar artistas africanos a submeterem as suas músicas. Músicos, lembrem-se de nos dar todas as informações relevantes no music@channelafrica.co.za. As submissões são a vossa oportunidade de ser ouvidos, mas não garantem inclusão na lista. Todas as submissões serão cuidadosamente analisadas para verificar se cumprem os requisitos da nossa estação. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
180 minutes on the world of sports and music. That's Africa at Play with Neto Chemane on Channel Africa from an African perspective.
14:08 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, let's update you on the CHAN matches that are currently underway in East Africa, in Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania, where 19 African nations are battling it out for the ultimate glory. In match day 2 of 5, we've seen Burkina Faso, the Stallions, beating Central African Republic by 4-2. Mauritania went down by 1-0 against Taifa Stars of Tanzania, which means Taifa Stars have won 2 back-to-back matches. And that's how you behave when you are the host nation. You show the world what you are made up of, and that home ground advantage still prevails. DR Congo from Central Africa beat Zambia by 2-0. Angola and Kenya played to a 1-1 draw, which means Kenya are sitting on 4 points after a win in their opening match, beating DR Congo, 2-time winners, and now sitting on 4 points. Algeria and South Africa drew by a goal apiece, and Guinea went down by 3 goals. Actually, Guinea went down by 3-0 against Uganda yesterday. And today we will witness the Central African Republic up against Mauritania at 4 p.m. Central African Time. Tanzania is up against Madagascar at 1900 Central African Time. Let's now welcome Charles Abel, who is a sports journalist, to talk to us more about these CHAN matches. Charles, good afternoon and welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon. How is South Africa?
South Africa is good, my brother. Thank you so much for joining us. How is Uganda?
Dar es Salaam is good. We are just a few hours to kickoff between Tanzania and Madagascar.
Oh, lovely stuff. So you are currently in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. Lovely stuff indeed. Taifa Stars will be up against Madagascar at 7 p.m. Central African time. What a good start for the East African outfit, Taifa Stars. Back-to-back victories in their group stage, which means they are sitting very comfortably. If they achieve a win tonight against Madagascar, they will be almost as good as through to the next round. Your thoughts?
Yeah, of course, it's a good start because it keeps us near to the quarterfinal stage. But of course, the previous match against Mauritania wasn't good enough in terms of performance, but we are happy that we won compared to the first match against Burkina Faso. So today we are expecting some improvement in the team, especially in how we play, so as we can get an easy win against Madagascar so that we can qualify, because now we want 3 points, and I'm sure that the improvement will make the team go to the next round.
Do you think Taifa Stars is performing this well because of home ground advantage? What has changed? Because historically, we've not known Taifa Stars to be a side that could be winning matches back-to-back on a tournament like Chen.
Home advantage is one thing, but also we get advantage from the players from Simba and Yanga, because these two clubs are reaching first stage of the CAF interclub competition, so they gain some experience of playing some tough matches and very competitive ones. So they transfer that experience to the national team when they meet against the players from clubs like Azam, which also have some foreign players who bring something to the teams. They have creating a team that they have some sort of experience and also quality to compete in the competition like this chance. So for us, I think two clubs that have been performing well in the CAF interclub competitions is a key factor for this success of Tanzania national team in the previous two matches of CHAN.
Exciting indeed. If you have just joined us, we are talking to Charles Abele, who is a sports journalist in East Africa, currently in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and will be covering a match between Tanzania and Madagascar happening at 1900 Central African time. Charles, what are your thoughts on other East African outfit? We've seen Uganda going down to Algeria by 3-0 in their opening match, but they've since bounced back to beat Guinea by the same scoreline, 3-0 yesterday, and the Harambee Stars of Kenya winning their opening match against DR Congo comfortably by 2-0, a side that has won the Chen tournament on 2 occasions, and they've now played a 1-1 draw against the Portuguese-speaking outfit Angola.
For Kenya, it is a difficult group. It is a very tough group because they have two teams that are previously winning this tournament. And already Kenya has accumulated 4 points. So for me, I think the next match against Angola is crucial. I think the pressure against Zambia is crucial for them to win against Morocco, to succeed in the next round. But it's a very tough match. I think for their start, Kenya has some opportunity to move to the quarterfinal stage. For Uganda, I think their start wasn't good. Losing against Algeria have kept them in a very tricky position to qualify to the next round, because they have 2 matches against Niger. Niger is not a tough opponent, but for South Africa, I think Uganda has a very tough match. And for me, I think South Africa and Algeria will qualify to the next round, because I've seen South Africa yesterday. They have played well against a very tough team, and for the next matches, 3 that have been on their hand, I think South Africa have a good chance to qualify to the quarterfinal against Uganda.
Your score prediction between Taifa Stars of Tanzania and Madagascar happening tonight at 1900?
It's a very tough match because Madagascar have a very good defensive line, but for us, I think all for Tanzanians are optimistic that Tanzania will win the match.
That's Charles Abel all the way from Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, who will be covering a big match between Taifa Stars of Tanzania, a co-host in East Africa alongside Kenya and Uganda. And Taifa Stars will be playing against Madagascar on match day 3 of the ongoing CHAN tournament. Charles, thank you so much for talking to us on Africa at Play. Have an awesome afternoon. May the best team win.
Thank you, Andy, and all the best to South Africa.
Thank you indeed. It's 14:16 Central African Time. The SABC is pleased to announce the launch of a new self-registration platform. Vendors wishing to do business with the SABC can self-register on our internally developed platform. Vendors are able to access this platform on our website www.sabc.co.za under e-tenders or self-register at etender.sabc.co.za and follow the prompts. Visit SABC social media pages for more details. We take a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you an update on the ongoing Professional Fighters League, PFL Africa, that's happening in South Africa at the Carnival City.
Africa in Business on Channel Africa.
The United States was very vocal at the beginning of South Africa's G20 presidency, and this is largely due to strained relations with South Africa at the time, that they were not really keen on participating. Where do they stand right now?
The US is planning to take over the presidency of the G20 next year, and our understanding from them is that they intend to continue to do so, and therefore it is quite difficult then to be in a situation where you are not attending deputies' meetings or discussions during our presidency and then to take over the presidency next year. From a finance track perspective, there has been engagement. We've been working on a communique last week and this week here in Zimbabwe. What's important about that is that it's a consensus document. And so all the members in the room have to agree to the language that is used there. And our US colleagues have been part of those discussions and negotiations.
Bringing the African markets into your home. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
África. Conhece o Ntivani?
Claro que sou eu.
Ntivani é o amante da música de corpo e alma.
Eu amo música africana.
Ele aprecia todos os tipos de melodias e passa os seus dias a ouvir a Channel Africa.
Okay.
Adivinha só, a Channel Africa quer ajudar o Ntivani e os amantes da música em todo o lado a descobrir ainda mais música incrível. Por isso, a Channel Africa está a convocar artistas africanos a submeterem as suas músicas. Músicos, lembrem-se de nos dar todas as informações relevantes no music@channelafrica.co.za. As submissões são a vossa oportunidade de ser ouvidos, mas não garantem inclusão na lista. Todas as submissões serão cuidadosamente analisadas para verificar se cumprem os requisitos da nossa estação. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
Africa at Play with Neto Chemane.
14:19 Central African Time. This is Africa at Play. A warm welcome if you have just joined us. Do also get in touch with us on our different social media platforms. On Instagram and X is at Channel Africa 1, and on Facebook the name of our station, Channel Africa. It is action galore in martial arts under the Professional Fighters League Africa, also known for PFL, where in the featherweight first round main event, Patrick Ocheme of Nigeria takes on Mohamed Kamara of Guinea. In the welterweight first round co-main event, Shido Boris Esperanza of Angola takes on Ibrahim Mane of the Gambia. In the welterweight first round bout, British Bolo Young of DRC versus Octave Ayinda of Cameroon. And in the welterweight first round bout, Sanon Sadek of Burkina Faso takes on Yabna Njana of Guinea-Bissau. And in the welterweight first round bout, it's where Osvaldo Benedito of Angola takes on Emilios Damis of Adamilos Dasi of Cameroon. And in the featherweight first round bout, Wasi Adesina of Nigeria takes on Jean-Jacques Lubaya of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And in the featherweight first round bout, Wilka Nsamo of Angola is up against Duiti Joseph of Liberia from West Africa. And the catchweight showcase bout, Albert Stein of South Africa takes on Abdurrahman Rachidi of Morocco. And the featherweight first round bout, Abdul Razak Sankara of Burkina Faso takes on Shadrach Yemba of the Democratic Republic of Congo. In the welterweight alternate bout, Desmond Tamungang of Cameroon will be up against Kunle Lawale of Nigeria. Let's now welcome the General Manager of Professional Fighters League, PFL Africa, that is Eoas Scholz. Eoas, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Thank you. Good afternoon to you and to your listeners.
Thank you so much for joining us. We spoke a while ago about the upcoming edition of the Professional Fighters League Africa, and things are in full swing. Please update us on the latest. It's action galore. I've just gone through a bill that comprises many African fighters from various parts of the continent. What's the latest?
Yeah, I mean, that is a great rundown. I mean, these are fighters who are gritty, who are inspirational. We have 12 nations represented, including South Africa. And we're going to see some real magic fly there at the Big Tent Arena in Carnival City and, of course, on SABC and SuperSport. So very excited for this. Obviously, the winners out of the tournament bout will proceed to the semifinals. And then finally, it's the road to Benin where the finals will take place in December. We're going to crown four kings, four champions there. And these will become household names, very much that Francis Ngannou is a household name. Who's our chairman. We're going to see that same level of talent come through Africa and hit the world.
Some of the events of this magnitude, like the Professional Fighters League Africa, PFL Africa, this is where we get to experience logistical nightmares where some of the fighters are not able to make it for a big event like this one. What is the secret of PFL Africa logistically?
Well, we've been doing this for a while. PFL Global started in the U.S. 2017, 2018. They've been operating more recently in these regional leagues, so starting in Europe, very strong in France and the UK, and then to Middle East and North Africa, and then this is the third regional league. I think, ultimately we take our job very, very seriously, and we do our very best to respect, of course, firstly the athletes and the fighters and the journey that they're making, whether it's to make sure that they're taken care of from whether it's a logistical visa, a medical perspective, equipment, things like that, but also to pay ultimate respect to the spectators, those attending, those on screen. We bring in world-class production facilities, and we believe that there's no reason why Africa cannot also have a globally competitive world-class MMA experience like Europe and like the U.S. There's no reason why we can't. We just have to pay respect and put in the work.
If you have just joined us, we're talking all things PFL Africa with the General Manager, Eoas Scholz. Let's talk about the spectators. You've touched on them. Is today a sold-out affair?
It is. I checked earlier. I think we had like 40 tickets remaining. That was a few hours ago. So if there are a few straggling tickets, now's the time. But it'll be a sold-out affair the same way Cape Town was. We had 5,000 folks there, and it was a big commitment by the community, and they enjoyed it. And I think we'll see the same thing. I think we'll see some electrifying performance. We'll even have some musical guests as well. We've teamed up with Afro Nation, which is the world's global leader in Afro beats and bringing African music to the world. And so we'll have a couple of special performances as well, just to keep the vibe going, just to keep the energy going. And we feel that's important for our spectators to enjoy.
In the Cape Town edition, you featured a women's bout between Kaylee Nidamaya as well as Juliet Uka of Nigeria. Today is a Women's Month celebration in South Africa, the 9th of August, and I was hoping there could be a women's bout. What went wrong?
No, exactly. And Julia Ruka will be fighting again for us later this year, and we'll have other women's bouts. The truth is we have a firm commitment to bringing, female athletes in. If you look at what we've done in America and in Europe, there's always a strong showing by the female athletes. We're building that. But we also have to understand this is our first year. And we start where we can, and we're recruiting. I just came out of a meeting earlier talking about recruiting a young, promising athlete, female athlete out of Cape Town to put her in for next year. So it's something we're very focused on. So for Women's Month, what we thought would be interesting is we teamed up with a couple major gyms in Joburg, and we did a very well-attended self-defense course. So we said, you know what, how can we be practical? And what we had was some of the big fighters and their coaches come in, and we had, 20, 30 women there just doing some practical self-defense. We said, you know what, that's something we can, that's a way to bring respect to the game. But you'll see going forward, and I'm not sure if it'll be next year or the year after, the tournament properly will also include female fighters. So we will not just crown kings, we will crown queens at the championship going forward. And so we're very excited to build that out.
And you've touched on the number of countries that are involved, 12 countries, including the likes of Cameroon, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, DRC, South Africa, Nigeria, and many other countries across the African continent. What's the target for the next edition of PFL Africa? Are you looking at an opportunity to grow in terms of more countries' participation?
Absolutely. Eventually there's 54 countries across the continent, and we hope to hit on every single one. Obviously, certain countries have stronger traditions around MMA and combat sports. South Africa is very strong. Cameroon, where Francis is from, is very strong. There's others where it's new, and what we do there, for example, in Kenya, it's a little bit newer. We try to encourage, and we team up with the local promotion the best we can, try to encourage them, try to promote the sport in that region, and then through those conduits, we get the best from that country. So going forward, I hope to see a lot stronger East African representation, but obviously continue to invest in Central, West, and Southern Africa that is just so strong in this tournament.
If you have just joined us, it is 14:27 Central African time, and we're wrapping up a conversation with the general manager of Professional Fighters League, PFL Africa, that is EOS Scholz, talking to us right here. EOS, thank you so much for your time. All the best moving forward, and thank you for the awesome work of elevating martial arts to another level.
I appreciate it. Thank you for highlighting it.
Yeah, that's how we wrap up our conversation on PFL Africa. But the conversation will continue after this short break with Juliet Uka from Nigeria, who fought the last time in Cape Town against Kaylee Nidamaya and won that fight anonymously. All that happening after the short break.
Annie Kalonji sur Channel Africa.
Nous allons à présent dérouler notre tapis rouge pour accueillir notre personnalité du jour, l'artiste chanteur Sheki Frey, qui est en ligne de Guinée avec nous.
Je suis un artiste guinéen, un créateur, un styliste, et je fais un peu ce qui plaît à mes fans. Voilà, c'est un peu ça, on a beaucoup de genres de trucs à faire, mais bon, pour le moment, on est basé un peu sur le rap.
D'accord. À quelle période de votre vie avez-vous commencé à vous intéresser à la musique, Sheki?
Bon, je crois pas qu'il y ait une période, parce que moi, je suis un mélomane depuis mon petit âge.
Annie Kalonji, tous les dimanches sur Mix Vibration.
Got something to say? Are you passionate about issues that matter? Do you have a voice that deserves to be heard? Well, we've got the perfect platform for you. Call in or drop us a WhatsApp on +27 63 406 9126, and we will call you back so you could have your say and be part of the conversation.
30 years of age. I just turned 30 on the 15th of November. So yeah, that's who I am,
It's not just talk, it's your chance to air your views. Share your opinion. Engage with a community that values your perspective. Follow us on our social media. Visit our website at www.channelafrica.co.za and get ready to share your views on Channel Africa, the African perspective. From football fields to finish lines,
Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history books.
Neto Chemane brings you sports on Africa at Play.
14:29 Central African time. A warm welcome to Africa at Play. If you have just joined us, we're doing this every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African time. Should you miss out on any of our conversations, please do make time to visit our Channel Africa website. Click on programs and search for Africa at Play. At the bottom right screen of Africa at Play, you will be able to access those conversations. By all means, you can listen when you have time to do so. Let's update you on our topic of the day. Every football transfer season. Players around the world are bought by clubs, different clubs from any corner of the world. In recent times, price tags for some players have proved to be beyond reach for some football clubs out there. The fees being demanded by some football clubs are becoming astronomical. And we're asking the big question, why has the price of football players inflated dramatically in recent decades? You can drop us a voice note on the number +27 63 406 9126. Let's update you on the Chan matches. If you've missed out on yesterday's action, it was 2 matches where Algeria of North Africa, the Desert Foxes, played to a 1-0 draw against South Africa's Bafana, a team led by coach Molefi Ntseki. And Guinea went down by 3-0 against the co-hosting nation, Uganda, that is co-hosting alongside Kenya and Tanzania. Match day 3 of 5 kicks off today, where Central African Republic will take on Mauritania at 1600 Central African time. Taifa Stars, the co-hosting nation, will take on Madagascar at 1900 Central African time. Taifa Stars have pulled a big surprise, winning their opening 2 matches, looking for their 3rd consecutive victory. That is a home ground advantage right there, where you've got the 12th man supporting you all the way. Kenya is up against Morocco tomorrow. That is Harambee Stars up against the Atlas Lionesses at 1400 Central African time. Chipolopolo of Zambia went down in their opening match to DR Congo and will be looking to redeem themselves against the Portuguese-speaking outfit Angola. That match is tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central African time. South Africa, Bafana back in action against Guinea, the West Africans, on Monday the 11th of August at 4 p.m. Central African time. The co-hosting nation, the Uganda Cranes, will take on Niger on Monday the 11th of August at 1900 Central African time. And we will continue to update you on different football matches and different sporting codes that are taking place in Africa and various parts of the world. In the Betway Premiership, the league kicks off today, a match between Chippa United, the Chile Boys, who will be welcoming the reigning champions of the Betway Premiership, Mamelodi Sundowns, at 1500 Central African time. Amazulu Usutu Mapeshankone will welcome the newcomer Sabo Makoti, that is Obid College, and that match is happening at 3 p.m. Central African time. The Natal Rich Boys, Richards Bay, will take on Marumo Gallants at 1500 Central African time. The Limpopo Derby between Polokwane City, Rise and Shine, and Makesi FC at 1500 Central African time. Orlando Pirates, Escotini, they will welcome Sekukuni United at 1730 Central African time. And Siwelele is back and they will take on Golden Arrows at 8 p.m. Central African time. We will continue to update you on different fixtures taking place. Let's now welcome the martial arts queen, that is Juliet Uka, who fought against Kaylin Damaya in the Cape Town edition of the ongoing Professional Fighters League, PFL Africa. Juliet, good afternoon and welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us. In South Africa, we celebrate Women's Day, the 9th of August, so I'm extending this celebration. Happy Women's Day to you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, let's talk about martial arts. When did you first get involved in the sport and what drew your attention to it?
I started MMA back in 2023. What really drew my attention is the discipline in the sport, and also what I'm about to learn, and also what I'm about to make the public to know about the game, especially here in Africa and mostly here in Nigeria, because many people have no idea about the sport and how it's been involved in the world.
Juliet, martial arts is very broad with different disciplines in it, including the likes of karate, taekwondo, extreme fighting championship, EFC, and many others. What particular discipline are you involved in under the umbrella of this martial arts?
The most discipline, I think, it's your mood of conduct, your attitude, your self-discipline. So I think it's most the basic ones, and how you can mingle with the society around you, and also be able to flow with the public, and also know how you can cope yourself when you are in any situation in your side, both in danger aspect or in physical aspect.
What do you think is the state of martial arts in Nigeria?
In Nigeria, we have a good athletes, we have a good fighters, both male and female. But I think in the basic level, we are still growing up because we still need more sponsors. But I believe by PFL coming to fix a foundation in Africa, it's also a benefit for Nigerians athletes to be able to showcase themselves, even though we have other backgrounds. But I believe PFL coming to Africa is a very good development to be able to bring out the athletes from Nigeria, because we just need a sponsor, we also need training facilities, equipment, and everything. I think that will also help us in the way of growing.
14:35 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, a warm welcome to Africa at Play. As Deleli Siashaya, we are talking martial arts, and helping us to do so is a special guest all the way from West Africa in Nigeria, Juliet Uka, who fought against Kaylin Idamaya in the last edition of Professional Fighters League PFL Africa that took place in South Africa's Western Cape province in Cape Town. Juliet, you had a good day in the ring against Kaylin Idamaya, triumphing by unanimous decision. Talk to us about that confrontation against Kaylin Idamaya.
Yeah, it was a very nice one because, one, if I may say, it's our home. She has the crowd, she has everything. But the most important thing is that I was happy to be in that cage. The first hosting, the first time PFL Africa is going to make an opening ceremony. I'm part of that profiling. I'm part of the opening champion. I'm part of championship. I'm also part of the big opening phase. So fighting her was it's like when I say you're stepping into your dream. It's like a dream come true. So I was very happy to be there despite the stress in the fight when she blocked my eyes, like 2 times. But I so much thank God I didn't give up the fight. So I pick up the fight till the end of the fight. So I actually won the crowd after the fight. So I'm so excited and so happy. And I also appreciate her in the other hand because she's also a strong woman. She's also a strong female fighter also coming up. Facing her was something joy and challenging because she's a very strong grappler, because if you can notice the fight, she's trying to every time trying to take me down in the fight and trying to press me so that I could not it's a bit more of my confidence. But I so much thank God that I had my cornerman able to read the fight and also be able to tell me what to do and when not to do them. So I was able to stand the fight till the end of the fight.
And Juliet, after that victory, have you been back to the cage or you've just been training? And what's coming up next for Juliet Uka?
Yeah, I'm quite a bit break, but I'm training, but not that quite hard because of my eyes. I try to start feeling comfortable now with my eyes because after that fight, I couldn't have a very good sight from this corner of that eyes. But for now, I'm back in training and I'm a bit better than what I was when I just finished fighting that fight.
Martial arts is not just you as a champion, but your team as well, those that are giving you the necessary support. Who are we talking about when we talk about Juliet Uka, Team Juliet Uka?
I don't get that.
Oh, I'm saying it's not just about you as a champion, but you've got a team that gives you the necessary support. Who's part of your team?
I have my team from Nigeria. I have my team from Congo, which are my manager, Yadat Musa, and Coach Cedric. They are both from Congo, where I normally prepare for my training fight camp. And also my team here in Nigeria, which is the police team. And also I have some fans from the social media, from every corner that is always giving me one word or encouragement, sending me text messages, encouraging me, in supporting me in every way and every aspect. So everyone is just involved in my team.
14:40 Central African Time. We're talking to Juliet Uka, a Professional Fighters League Africa champion who triumphed against Kaylee Nidamaya in the last edition of the PFL Africa outing in South Africa's Western Cape province in Cape Town. Juliet, thank you so much for talking to us on Africa at Play. All the best moving forward.
Thank you.
That's how we wrap up our conversation with Juliet Uka from West Africa in Nigeria, who triumphed her last outing in the PFL Africa against Kaylee Nidamaya that took place in Cape Town, and action continues at the Carnival City today in the east of Johannesburg with a long list of the bill about today's action, and we'll continue to update you about different bouts. For now, let's update you about the Zimbabwe Premier Soccer League matches that are taking place from Friday. We will be looking at Scotland up against Kariba, and that match is slated for Friday the 15th of August at 1500 Central African Time. Greenfuel will line up against Herentials on Saturday the 16th of August at 3 p.m. Central African Time. MWOS up against reigning champions Simbabora at 1500 Central African Time, and Ngezi up against Bikita Minerals also at 1500 Central African Time on Saturday the 16th of August. Chicken Inn will take on Manica Diamonds on Saturday the 16th of August. Highlanders will be up against Telwan on Sunday the 17th of August. And talking about the 16th of August, this is where the semi-finals of the MTN 8 will take place, where we will witness Giants, that is Orlando Pirates, up against Mamelodi Sundowns in the first leg outing, and followed by Sekhukhune United up against Stellenbosch FC. Those matches are taking place back to back at 1500 and 1800 Central African Time. The return leg, which is the second leg of the semi-finals, will take place the weekend after, which will be on the 23rd of August Central African Time. We'll take a short break. We'll be back shortly.
Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. Got something to say? Are you passionate about issues that matter? Do you have a voice that deserves to be heard? Well, we've got the perfect platform for you. Call in or drop us a WhatsApp on +27 63 406 9126, and we will call you back so you could have your say and be part of the conversation.
30 years of age. I just turned 30 on the 15th of November. So that's who I am, you know.
It's not just talk, it's your chance to air your views, share your opinion, engage with a community that values your perspective. Follow us on our social media. Visit our website at www.channelafrica.co.za and get ready to share your views on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Beautifully, happily marrying sports and music.
Epase sanje temo tumbo esimato wa matiba. Epase sanje temo tumbo esimato wa matiba.
On applaudit très fort Papa Saleh. Merci Papa Saleh, merci. Merci du fond du cœur. Merci. Saleh Jan.
Merci.
Bissé, dis donc. Mais Bissé, c'est Bissé, hein. Hey, Papa Saleh, Papa Saleh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, malalo, Eva, hey, cha-cha-cha. Hey.
Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time.
14:58 Central African Time. Awesome African sounds. That is Asibe Happy by Kabza Dismale together with DJ Maporisa. Before that, we played you Charlotte Dipanda, a Cameroonian artist featuring Saleh John saying Dumia. This is Africa at Play. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome.
Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802.
14:59 Central African Time. It is 1500 Central African Time, and we're wrapping up the previous hour as we're getting into the second hour out of the 3 hours of Africa at Play, where we will be talking to Caitlin Southern, who is a 15-year-old boxer, still an amateur boxer, who used to train with Smangele Smash Hadebe, to talk to us about her journey as a teenage boxer in our Teenager in Sport conversation.
What are the teenagers up to if they are not in class? Let's get in touch with the Teenager in Sport.
Let's now welcome to Africa at Play Caitlin Southern, our Teenager in Sport, a 15-year-old boxer. Caitlin, good afternoon and welcome to Africa at Play.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for interviewing me.
Thank you so much for joining us. A happy Women's Day to you and your mother. Caitlin?
Happy Women's Day to all the women.
Thank you so much. Let's talk about your journey in boxing. You are currently 15 years. When did it all begin?
Excuse?
When did you start getting involved in boxing?
I started boxing on the 12th of March this year, 2025.
So you are still pretty new to the sport. What drew your attention to boxing?
Well, the first time I ever actually thought of boxing was when I first met Siningela Smash Adebe. I met her through my grand friend, the manager, Colleen McAuslan, and after I actually started to get to know Smash, she really inspired me with boxing, and after a while I actually thought of boxing. It's a very healthy way of coping with emotions, and it's very it's very good to help you mentally.
Interesting indeed. And how did your conversations go with Smangele Smash Hadebe, who is one of the great fighters that South Africa has produced under women in boxing?
I mean, it went really well. I mean, she really basically taught me that, because when I first started boxing, I always thought, no, boxing is just fighting and all of that, but it's not. Boxing is a lot more than just fighting.
Boxing is a lot more than just fighting. We are talking to our teenage boxer, who is Caitlin Southern, who is a 15-year-old who used to train with one of the South African champions, Smangele Smash Hadebe. Caitlin, which school do you go to, and what do you like so much about your school?
I'm doing online with Impact. I like the hours and everything. It's the same hours as normal school, but it's less homework, and it gives me more time to concentrate on boxing and everything.
Have you had a boxing fight or still training for one?
No, I'm still training for one.
And how's it going in training?
It's going good. I'm working hard, and hopefully, well, I basically try and keep pushing myself to get better every day. And the coach that is training me now, he's teaching me a lot. So I'm very thankful for him.
Are you still training with Smash, or it was just an arrangement for a certain period of time?
No, I still spar with Smash, but I'm at another gym, which I'm with Mickey Miss in Steeldale.
15:03 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, a warm welcome to Africa at Play. This is our Teenager in Sport conversation, and we're talking to the teenage boxer Caitlin Southern, who is a 15-year-old boxer who's looking forward to doing great things in the boxing ring. Caitlin, how do you think your first fight is going to turn out like? We've lost that line to our teenager in sport, Caitlin Southen, who is a 15-year-old boxer who used to train with Smangele Smash Hadebe, talking to us about her journey. She started the sport earlier this year in the month of March and still training for her debut fight. And it will be interesting to find out how that fight is going to go out like. Thank you for choosing Africa at Play. Let's update you on different fixtures that are taking place across the African continent and globally. In the African Nations Championship, also known as CHAN 2024. Yes, it's called 2024 because the tournament was initially slated for 2024 but since postponed to 2025. If you remember, it was the same treatment with the Women's Africa Cup of Nations that was also postponed from 2024 due to the football tournament of the Paris Olympics 2024, and the tournament played earlier this year in July in Morocco, and the CHAN tournament is experiencing the same. Even back during the Tokyo Olympics in 2020, they were postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic and took place in 2021, and we still refer to them as Tokyo Olympics 2020. So do not think that we are making a mistake. There's a different action in the CHAN 2024 tournament currently underway in East Africa, where Central Africa is up against Mauritania at 4 p.m. Central African time. Tanzania Taifa Stars will take on Madagascar at 1900 Central African time. In the Netherlands Dutch League, it is Nijmegen who are up against Excelsior at 16:30 Central African time. Feyenoord will take on NAC Breda at 18:45 Central African time. Here in Vienna at 8 p.m. Central African time will line up against FC Volendam, and PSV will be up against Sparta Rotterdam at 2100 Central African time. In the South African Betway Premiership, it is Amazulu Usuthu Mapeshankone welcoming the newcomers Orbit College from South Africa's Northwest Province in their opening match of the 2025-2026 season, and that match is slated for 3 p.m. Central African time. Chippa United, the Chile Boys, welcome the reigning champions, the dominating force in the Betway Premiership. Mamelodi Sundowns at 3 p.m. Central African time. Polokwane City and Makesi FC are also at 3 p.m. Central African time in the Limpopo Derby. Richards Bay, the Natal Rich Boys will be up against Marumo Gallants Bahlabane Bantwa also at 3 p.m. Central African time. Orlando Pirates, the Buccaneers, takes on Sekhukhune United at 17:30 Central African time, while Siwelele back in the Betway Premiership will be up against Abafana Bestende Golden Arrows. Our teenager in sport is back on the line, and thank you to our producer Andy Mali. Caitlin, welcome back to Africa at Play.
Thank you.
I was asking, since you are training for your first fight, how do you think it's going to turn out like?
Well, I'm hoping that it's going to turn out good. I've put in the hard work and I'm still training very hard for it. But I still have a lot to learn from, and I need to get my fitness up, and hopefully I'll fight it then by the end of the year.
When last did you speak to Smash Hadebe?
It was the last time I sparred with her. But I still speak to her every now and then, but she's now training for her upcoming fight.
And if she's listening to this conversation, what would you like to say to her?
Well, I wish her all the best for her fight, and I know she's going to do very, very well. And I thank her for inspiring so much with boxing.
Smangele Smash Hadebe, very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Hello, Caitlin.
Hello, Smash.
How are you doing?
Good news.
What a surprise, right?
Yeah, that was actually a surprise.
I'm very proud of you. And I know you're going to do well. Don't worry about the win. Just enjoy it and focus more on learning. That's what you
thank you so much.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Wow.
You're the one that's got me into boxing.
I know. And you just have to keep on going, keep on pushing. It's Women's Month, every Women's Month anyway. You are a woman, by the way.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Caitlin.
Exciting indeed. That is Smangele Smash Hadebe, who got to inspire Caitlin Sothon, who is a 15-year-old teenage boxer still gearing up for her debut fight. Smash, talk to us about how you met this young promising fighter who's looking forward to making her way to the boxing ring for the first time in her debut fight.
I actually met her through Colleen McOzell, my manager. And it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure knowing her and seeing the road. She's seeing what she's been through and how she kept on being strong and also keep on pushing. And I'm there to just motivate her also to make sure that she just keep on pushing and also motivate other female boxers, also female girls.
Happy Women's Day, Smash.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Before I let you go, let's bring back Caitlin Sothon, our 15-year-old teenage boxer, to the conversation. Caitlin, how do you feel with that surprise? We've got Smash on another line talking to you right away.
Well, that's made my day, and I'm very, very happy about it.
Ah, lovely stuff. And on your debut fight, can you tell Smash that you're going to win that fight, provided she will be sitting on the bench supporting you?
Yes. I'm definitely going to win. I'm going to put in all the hard work and train as much as I can and focus on boxing as much as I can do to make her proud, and my family and my coaches and everyone else.
And no pressure to you, Caitlin. Even if you don't win, losing is still part of winning, because it teaches you where you need to improve come your next fight. And you win today, and come your next fight, you triumph and you are a champion. So enjoy every moment of boxing as a sport and not worry much about winning. You already have the winning mentality, so winning is coming your way.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because, I mean, even if I don't if I don't win in the fight, I've still won, because I'll still learn from my mistakes.
Indeed. Smash, your parting shot as we say goodbye to you.
I would love to say Happy Women's Day to all the women, and they must keep out for Super Sport tonight, Golden Glove. There's a tournament happening tonight, of which I will be the commentator. They're one of the guest speakers. So to Caitlin, all the best, and I know you're going to do your best there.
Thank you, Smash, and all the best for your fight.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Smash, for making it so special for our special guest, our teenager in sport, Caitlin Sothon, a 15-year-old teenage boxer. One day she will be able to tell a story and say, I used to train with Smangele Smash Hadebe, and look at where I am today. Yeah, that's how we wrap up our surprise moment with Smangele Smash Hadebe, who got to train the young lady in Caitlin Sothon, a 15-year-old teenage boxer. Caitlin, thank you so much for talking to us on Africa at Play. Before I let you go, what would you like to say to women in South Africa, Africa, and the entire world?
Well, thank you for interviewing me, and Happy Women's Day to everyone. And to basically everyone... that no one can tell you to ever that they can't achieve their dreams.
Thank you so much, and for that inspirational message as well. All the best moving forward. Keep training, and we know that you are the winner already.
Thank you. That means a lot.
15:12 Central African Time. That's how we wrap up our Teenager in Sport conversation with Caitlin Sothon, a 15-year-old amateur boxer who got to train and share the ring with a professional boxer in Smangele Smash Hadebe. The SABC is pleased to announce the launch of the new self-registration platform. Vendors wishing to do business with the SABC can self-register on our internally developed platform. Vendors are able to access this platform on our website www.sabc.co.za/SABC under e-tenders, or self-register at etender.sabc.co.za and follow the prompts. Visit SABC's social media pages for more details. 15:13 Central African Time. We'll be back after this short break.
She's not just coding the future. She is designing it. This Women's Day, Channel Africa celebrates African women leading in AI, innovation, and the digital change. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Catch us on Channel 802 on DSTV.
Zochitika ndi madaphiri kamlondola wazochitika pena paliponse.
Nduna wa zamalonda ku Malawi aletsa kampani yopanga shuga ya Ilovo yomwe ndi nthambi ya Ilovo Sugar Group Limited kuti isiye kutumiza shuga ku maiko akunja. Malingana ndi nduna ya zamalonda Vitumbuko Mumba, izi zithandiza kuti shuga yemwe yakusowa pa msika azipezeka. Ndiye pano ndili ndi George Muhangu amene ali mu mzinda wa Blantyre mu dziko la Malawi. Chimene chikupangitsa kuti shuga azisowa ndi chani?
Chomwe chikupangitsa kuti shuga azisowa ndichonena kuti panopo ili ngati off season ya makampani a Ilovo Sugar Malawi, kunena kuti sakutha kupanga shugayi okwanira chifukwa akukolola. Ndiye akamaliza kukolola pameneno atayambeno sopano kugaya shugayi kuti azipezeka. Chinanso ndichonena kuti ma distributors amene akumakagula shuga kaya ndi ku Ilovo kaya ndi kusalima shuga akumagulisa ku maiko akunja ngati Zambia, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Mozambique.
Zochitika ndi madaphiri lolemba mpaka lachisanu pa nthawi ya 7 koloko kufikira 8 koloko madzulo pa Channel Africa.
Africa at Play with Neto and Neto Chemane.
15:15 Central African Time. This is Africa at Play as Delili Siashaya. We are live on DSTV Audio Bouquet Channel 802 or OpenView 628 if you are in South Africa. Alternatively, you can connect with us from anywhere you are online on channelafrica.co.za. Also available on SABC+. Please do make time to get in touch with us on our different social media platforms. On Instagram and X is at Channel Africa 1, and on Facebook the name of our station, Channel Africa. Action continues as the curtain has officially opened in the new season, the 2025-2026 Betway Premiership season, where Amazulu is up against Orbit College, and that match kicked off at 3 p.m. Central African Time. Richards Bay is already trailing by a goal to nil against Marumo Gallants. Marumo Gallants Bahlabane Bantwa will be remembered for scoring the first goal of the 2025-2026 season. In the Limpopo Derby is Polokwane City Rise and Shine up against Magesi. And then Orlando Pirates will be taking on Sekhukhune United at 17:30 Central African Time. Siwelele is back on the pitch up against Golden Arrows at 8 p.m. Central African Time. We now cross over to South Africa's Eastern Cape Province at a match between the Chile Boys, Chippa United, who are up against the reigning champions Mamelodi Sundowns. And that match is still on 0-0. Let's now welcome a sports journalist Vuyokazi Nkanjeni, who is covering this match, who is a writer for Herald newspaper, one of the oldest publication in the SADC region. Vuyokazi, good afternoon and welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon and good afternoon to all your listeners.
Thank you so much for joining us. Paint for us a picture about the atmosphere where you are, what's happening in a big match between the Chile Boys and Masandawana.
As expected, crowds are still coming in. We've got a decent crowd. When Chippa plays against these top three teams, usually we see some numbers or bumps on seats here at Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. People are still coming in. We've got a decent crowd, and the atmosphere is good. I'm sure people are excited, to see the start of the season, and this is a very big game for us here at Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. We are hosting the defending champs of the Premier Soccer League, so people are still coming in numbers.
It is interesting to hear that fans are still coming in their big numbers, because a football match would be very boring without people on the stands. Let's talk about some of the signings that you've witnessed from the Chile Boys. I'm certain they would have signed quality players in trying to make certain that they stay relevant in this season, and especially having to display that character of being able to be known as the Giant Killers as they welcome the defending champions in Masandawana?
The coach did mention that he's signed young and fresh blood players that are not known to this level of football. We've got a player that comes from the Eastern Cape. He comes from one of the lower leagues, that is Uru Tamsang Magwaza, well known as Shaka Zulu. He's a very good player. We have seen him in action in the lower division, so it's going to be exciting to see how or what he brings to this Chile Boys team. He's not in action now, but he is one of the subs. We've got a player also from here in Kadeha, and Utulani Nini, who has he was with Stellenbosch last season. He's come back. He's a player that was groomed here in the development teams of Chipre United, and his return. We also have Goodman Musele, who's also not new to this Chipre United team. He was with Pirates, and he's come back because apparently he was not in the coach's plan at Pirates. So I'm sure he's here to get some minutes or get some game time as well, so that he shows his talent. And I'm very excited to see what he'll bring because the last time he was here, he had injury issues, but now he seems like he's fit and he's hungry and he wants to show and play. So I'm very excited to see his return as well.
15:20 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, we are talking to a sports journalist based in the Eastern Cape, Vuyokazi Nkanjeni, about the Betway Premiership, a match between the Chile Boys, Chipre United, up against Masandawana, Mamelodi Sundowns, the reigning champions. Vuyokazi, what are your thoughts on this 2025-2026 season? Are we likely to witness a one-way traffic where Masandawana have been dominating the Betway Premiership proceedings, or this could be an exciting league where there could be potential champions in the Betway Premiership? And who are some of the teams who could give Mamelodi Sundowns a good run for their money?
Okay, I'm just looking at one team at the moment. I'm hoping and praying that Orlando Pirates will give Sundowns a hard time this season and compete and be hungry to get the title, and not to see Sundowns winning the title again this season. So I'm looking at one team at the moment, and that's Orlando Pirates.
Vuyokazi Nkanjeni at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, where Chipre United is welcoming Mamelodi Sundowns. Vuyokazi, before I let you go, with the few minutes of football that has been played, with hope that action kicked off on time, we're talking about 21 minutes of football that has been played so far. Where is your money on?
My money is on the defending champs. The coach did mention that in the press conference that we had on Thursday, that his players are not ready for such action. He's got a young squad. He's got players that just arrived a week ago at camp, so his team has not gelled up enough. So he's hoping that this match today will tell him where they are in terms of preparations for this season. So I'm just betting my money on Sundowns at the moment, but we'll see how the match goes.
Vuyokazi Nkanjeni, a sports journalist who is a writer for Herald newspaper, one of the oldest publication in the SADC region. Vuyokazi, thank you so much for talking to us on Africa at Play. May the best team win, and happy Women's Day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
15:22 Central African Time. We take a short break. When we come back, we will update you on the Premier League fixtures. The Premier League is only kicking off on Friday, the 15th of August, while other leagues in various parts of the world have kicked in today. Happy Women's Day to the women out there on the African continent and globally.
zochitika ndi madaphiri kamlondola wa zochitika pena paliponse.
Nduna wa zamalonda ku Malawi aletsa kampani yopanga shuga ya Irovo yomwe ndi nthambi ya Irovo Sugar Group Limited kuti isiye kutumiza shuga ku maiko akunja. Malingana ndi nduna ya zamalonda Vitumbuko Mumba, izi zithandiza kuti shuga yemwe yakusowa pa msika azipezeka. Ndiye pano ndili ndi George Muhangu amene ali mu mzinda wa Blantyre mu dziko la Malawi. Chimene chikupangitsa kuti shuga azisowa ndi chani?
Chomwe chikupangisa kuti shuga azisowa ndichonena kuti panopo ili ngati off season ya makampani a Irovo Sugar Malawi, kunena kuti sakutha kupanga shugayi okwanira chifukwa akukolola. Ndi akamaliza kukolola pameneno atayambeno sopano kugaya shugayi kuti azipezeka. Chinanso ndichonena kuti ma distributors amene akumakagula shuga kaya ndi ku Irovo kaya ndi kusalima shuga akumagulisa ku maiko akunja ngati Zambia, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Mozambique.
Zochitika ndi madaphiri lolemba mpaka lachisanu pa nthawi ya 7 koloko kufikira 8 koloko madzulo pa Channel Africa.
180 minutes on the world of sports and music. That's Africa at Play with Neto Chemane on Channel Africa from an African perspective.
15:24 Central African Time. This is Africa at Play. We're doing this every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time. If you have missed out on any of our conversations, worry not. Please do visit our Channel Africa website. Click on programs and search for Africa at Play. At the bottom right screen of Africa at Play, you can click on more to listen to those conversations when you have time to do so. If you are a fan of the Premier League in the United Kingdom, action is kicking off this coming Friday, the 15th of August at 2100 Central African Time. Opening the curtain is the reigning champions Liverpool. They say you'll never walk alone. They walked away with the title in the previous season. They will take on AFC Bournemouth. And there's more action on Saturday the 16th of August. Aston Villa up against Newcastle at 13:30 Central African Time. Brighton and Hove Albion will face Fulham on Saturday the 16th of August at 4 p.m. Central African Time. Sunderland takes on West Ham on the same day at 1600 Central African Time. Tottenham Hotspur will be up against Burnley on Saturday the 16th at 4 p.m. Central African Time. Wolverhampton Wanderers, also well known as Wolves, will take on Manchester City, the Citizens, at 18:30 Central African Time. Then on Sunday it is time for the Blues. Chelsea up against Crystal Palace at 1500 Central African Time. Another match will be Nottingham Forest up against Brentford, and that match is also at 3 p.m. Central African Time. Manchester United, the Red Devils, are up against Arsenal. It is an exciting big occasion, this one, between the Red Devils and the Gunners, and that match is on Sunday the 17th of August at 17:30 Central African Time. Action will continue on Monday. One match between Leeds United that Lucas Ruchadebe from South Africa used to play for, and they will be taking on Everton on at 2100 Central African Time. It's time for our topic of the day, and we urge you to drop your thoughts via the WhatsApp voice note line on +27 63 406 9126, where we're talking about player transfers and the price tag, and we want to find out why is the price tag so highly elevated in recent decades. Here's Namuchana, our correspondent from Lusaka, Zambia, officially introducing our topic of the day. Africa at Play, as Delil Siashai.
Every football transfer season, players are bought by clubs in the world. In recent times, price tags for some players have proved to be beyond the reach for some football clubs out there. The fees being demanded by some football clubs are becoming astronomical. We're asking, why has the price of football players inflated dramatically in recent decades? I have with me Wezi Mazunda, sports analyst. Wezi, thank you so much for joining us on Channel Africa today. We value your time. Wezi, we are looking at transfer seasons. We know that every football transfer season, players are bought by different clubs in the world, and in recent times their price tags have skyrocketed. And Wezi, we are asking, why has the price of football players inflated dramatically in recent decades? What are your views?
We're living in hard times now. I feel the times we're living in now, the football we're playing now, the business in football now is very expensive. Why do I say so? A lot of money must be invested. Why do I say so? so because the risks are much higher and the turnover is huge if you manage your player whom I want to look at an asset very well. When you are putting this player on the market, and I want to believe the players that are most expensive and who demand astronomical fees or a lot of money, it's obviously a player who's young, between the ages of probably 18 to 25, those young players coming from the under 17 setup, and then now you're a good player, you're a very good player, a complete player, can play in any position, is very determined and can win you things, a very good team player. So that's value. What value do you have on your player? Then you're also looking at that player who's made it. Maybe this is a player you've not seen. This is a player who's been hidden somehow. Maybe they haven't gotten the right media coverage, or they haven't just been spotted, they haven't been known. Meanwhile, what he's doing wherever he or she is doing, wherever they are, is producing wonders, winning titles, helping their national team produce good results, scoring in every game, banging in these hat tricks and all these things, playing very well. So these are players who've made it. So when you look at that as a club that is selling this player, you're looking at how much money you're going to get out of this player. Obviously, how much money you'll make. Then obviously, even the player themselves must make money, because players are moving companies. Obviously, like we've seen now, look at Cristiano Ronaldo and the success that he has as a player. He was fortunate in his time to have dominated competed with Messi. I think they've got 5 or 6 Ballon d'Ors each or something like that. But in their time, it was much better. Not that there was no competition. They worked hard, invested so much more. They are quality players, great legends of the game. And that's value for money. Look at them now. The assets that they have, they are worth billions. So it's about investing, how much investment you see in the player. So now it's very risky. Why do I say risky? Because now the game has become too demanding. They're playing too many games. In the process, you risk getting injured. Then when you get injured, that's where the danger comes in. There's going to be a lot of money that's going to go into making you well, fixing your injury so that you can be back to good health and playing the game and praying and hoping that you are back at your best, at your peak. Then you also have some circumstances, God forbid, maybe you die, but we don't wish that on anyone. That again also very painful, the loss is there, but then you may have gotten something from the time that they played, depending on how long they played and the value they brought to the club, the winning. At the end of the day, this is a game of winning. Football is about winning, pulling crowds, making money. When you make money, you invest that money into the player. So if you know that you have a quality player who can bring in this good money, then get that player. So what you're going to do as a club that wants to acquire this player, ensure you are financially able to get these players that you want. And the vision, like I always say, you want to win your titles, you want to be number one. That's where the money is. The money is in the top brackets. The money is not at the bottom. The money is not where you're rising. It depends. So look at your pockets. So if you are able to get that player and make so much money out of them, it's painful. Yes, you spend a lot of money in making that player. But if you see that player as a great asset and take very good care of that player, health-wise, everything should be okay. Discipline, he should be fine. Everything should just be okay. The player should just be a great player. Support system should be very strong, not just from home, from the club as well, from the supporters, everything working together. Well and good. Your returns will come, no matter how many players you have at the end of the day. So it depends really. If you do have the money, are able to get this player who's going to become a great asset to your team, do it. If you're not able to, work so hard to ensure that you make that money, you have that player, and you ensure that you buy the player that you really want. Or you can do it the other way around. Groom your own players. It's a slow process, painful, yes, but eventually if you give yourself time, obviously work in times of maybe 2, 3 years, 5-year cycle, eventually you become a good team, you grow and succeed. Well and good. So it's on both ways really. But yeah, it's very true. The money is not that are being asked for now are too much, but I feel that is how the people selling these players are looking at. That's what they're looking at now. The risk now in football, modern football, are much higher. So even the fee that you put on that player, the money should come. The player should deliver. When you pay, you're signing that contract, you know you're going to give them you're going to be a good player, a full package player, and you deliver exactly what the club wants. The club will make profits. You will make profits. Country where you come from will make profits. And it will be a win-win situation for everybody.
Wezi, thank you so much for having taken time to talk to Channel Africa.
Thank you very much.
Wezi Mazunda, sports analyst, talking to us on our topic. Today we were looking at at transfer fees that are demanded by various football clubs in the world today. Every football transfer season, players are bought by clubs in the world, and in recent times, price tags for some players have proved to be beyond the reach for some football clubs out there. The fees being demanded by football clubs are becoming astronomical. We were asking, why has the price of football players inflated dramatically in recent decades? I had Wezi Mazunda today, who is a sports analyst here in Zambia. For Channel Africa Sports, Namchana from Zambia.
15:33 Central African Time. Thank you to Namachana, our correspondent based in Lusaka, Zambia, for unpacking our topic of the day, where we are talking about the highly elevated price tag of player transfers, where we get to witness a scenario where some clubs are unable to secure the services of players they may want to sign because of the high price tags. And he got to speak to a sport analyst based in Lusaka, Zambia, Wezi Mazunda. Let's now welcome Namachana for a conversation on the topic of the day and all things Zambian and African sport. So Namachana, good afternoon and welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon, Neto, and good afternoon to all our listeners on the African continent. And thank you for having me, Neto.
Thank you so much for joining us. Zambia may be facing a fine, and we know very well that FAZA has always complained about lack of funding when it comes to sustainability of being able to run the association successfully and not having to depend on the government for assistance. What is this fine all about?
Yeah, this fine, though the country hasn't been fined yet by the Confederation of African Football, CAF, we are still waiting to see if Zambia will be fined $10,000 by the soccer mother body on the African continent, due to the fact that the Zambia national soccer team coach Avram Grant, he walked away from a pre-match conference in Kenya. You are aware, Neto, that this is a rule that has been set by FIFA and CAF, for that football coaches should be able to talk to the press before and after the match. So Avram Grant, for whatever reasons, he couldn't face the media in Kenya. He walked out of that pre-match conference in Nairobi. So later on, he told the media, he said, look, I was so frustrated. I'm frustrated to an extent whereby we haven't had a serious preparations. Our training schedule here has been altered. So this is a thing that has made me to lose my mind, and I couldn't just go and address the press. So, but other reports that we are getting from a Kenyan journalist who quoted some FAZ sources who are in Kenya, they are saying that that frustration that we saw coming out of Avram Grant, it is due to the fact that he is still being owed a lot of money by the Zambian government and the Football Association of Zambia. So that excuse is giving is just a scapegoat. So for now, Neto, we don't know what is the truth. We don't know what really transpired in Kenya. But the coach himself said, look, it has nothing to do with that. I was just so annoyed that the officials here in Kenya, they changed the training time for the Zambia national soccer team from 3 p.m. to 17 p.m. So it's like he got irritated by that, and he couldn't face the press in that pre-match conference. So the rules are very simple. If a coach fails to address a pre-match conference, what follows is that the Confederations of African Football, CAF, they are at liberty to fine that country where that coach is coming from a total sum of $10,000. So this is where we are, and unfortunately, we haven't heard anything from the Football Association of Zambia as regards to the behavior of Avram Grant in Kenya. So this is where we are. We just wait to hear, but what we are getting now is that Kenya has been fined already. So if Kenya has been fined, I don't think that Zambia is going to escape this one. So it is very difficult to tell now what is really going on, whether it is the issues to do with money or it was just the training schedules that were changed that got him annoyed.
Namuchana is our correspondent from Lusaka, Zambia. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play. We're talking about Zambian sport and all things African sport, including the Chan tournament that is currently underway in East Africa, co-hosted by 3 East African countries, Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya. If you have missed out on any action of the Chan tournament matches that took place yesterday, the Desert Foxes of Algeria held on Bafana of South Africa to a 1-1 draw. Guinea went down by 3-0 against Uganda, who were blessed with the 12th man, the supporters, on their own home soil. Central African Republic will take on Mauritania today at 4 p.m. Central African time. Taifa Stars of Tanzania will be up against Madagascar at 1900 Central African time. We got to speak to Charles Abel, who is a football journalist based in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, to give us his thoughts on this match and many other fixtures of this Chan tournament. Kenya Harambee Stars is up against the Atlas Lions of Morocco tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central African time. Zambia Chipolopolo will be taking on Angola at 5 p.m. Central African time. So Namuchana, not a good start by Chipolopolo going down to the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, an outfit that has won the Chan tournament on 2 occasions. Still one more chance against Angola, the Portuguese-speaking outfit. Your thoughts on Team Zambia, Coach Avram Grant complaining, sharing and displaying his frustrations about lack of adequate preparations for this tournament. Is it one of those where some of the FAs on the African continent are not taking this Chan tournament seriously?
No, Neto, I think last week I touched on this issue a bit. Let's try to face it. The Zambia national soccer team, the team that is representing this country at this year's Chan in East Africa, it is ill prepared. I would beg to differ with anyone who say that this is the best that we have. The signs have been there, Neto. We watched their dismal performance when they went to participate at this year's COSAFA in South Africa. They were playing shambolic football and coordinated football. We couldn't see the style of play, and that got a lot of soccer fans to talk. And they were exposed when they met the Democratic Republic of Congo. And somehow we don't know whether they underrated the DRC or what. But just to be very honest with you, this goes to expose how weak the Zambian league is, because this is a tournament for locally based players. So the way your players will perform at Chan, it goes to show how strong or weak your league is. So the Football Association of Zambia has a lot on its hands. They will have to make sure that the Zambian league and the Zambian football standards are improved. Neto, we cannot heap blame on anybody, but this just goes to show where the problem is. The Zambian league is not strong, and you can imagine those are the best players that we have picked from our own league, and they are not playing good football. And the DRC exposed them, and when you look at the style of play, you could see the entire 90 minutes, they had no shot at goal. They committed a lot of fouls. You couldn't even see what system they were playing. But you cannot even blame the coach in this case. it all starts from the structure of the league. How powerful is the Zambian league? So we need to do a lot. The Zambian league has to improve, and I'm not seeing them winning their next game. I don't think so. And I may be a prophet of doom, but Angola will prove to be very strong for them. And if they are going to be beaten by Angola, then it scatters down. They'll have to come back home. Neto, we have always said on this program, if you don't invest in football, these are the consequences. You reap what you sow, as they say in English. I think as a country we haven't invested so much into our local league, and this has been exposed at CHAN. This is the weakest team that Zambia has ever taken to CHAN. And for one information, Neto, this is the first time in the history of CHAN that Zambia is losing its first game at CHAN. So disappointing, but we only hope that they're going to bounce back when they're going to meet Angola. We have seen it with the Cranes of Uganda. They lost their first game. They came yesterday. They came out strong. They beat Guinea 3-0. So if they'll be able to dust themselves, they should be able to overcome Angola and register 3 points tomorrow. But from what I've seen so far, I'm not convinced. If they will do better, maybe they might pull off a draw against Angola. We have a lot to do, Neto, and this calls for everybody who runs football in this country. All the stakeholders should sit down. It is a deep-rooted problem that has to be sorted out. The Zambian league is not strong. Zambian league is weak. We have even seen this, Neto, in the teams that have always represented this country in the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup. They have always been kicked out in the knockout stages. So surely somebody has to be honest enough to say, what do we do going forward? Because we were hoping to see talent. We were hoping to see the Zambian players going there to express themselves so that those who impress, they were going to have that opportunity to be included in the team. Because even the Football Association of Zambia first president, this is Keith Member, he said those who are going to impress at CHAN will be accorded an opportunity to be part and parcel of the Zambia national soccer team that will travel to AFCON in December in Morocco. But I don't think that team that is in East Africa right now, there is no player who can play for the Zambia national soccer team right away. So a lot has to be done, and I only hope somebody out there will shoulder the responsibility.
15:46 Central African Time. That's the voice of Namuchana, who says the Zambian Football League is not strong. The Zambian Football League is weak because of lack of investment from various stakeholders of the game, including the corporate world. We take a short break. When we come back, we will wrap up the conversation with Namuchana, throwing forward to the Zambian Super League 2025-2026 fixtures.
The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Young couples or young people that are getting married, we often hear of divorces, that they're getting divorced, and it's quite worrying because when we attend these weddings, we want to see these people flourish and celebrate 30-year anniversaries. What do you think is the main challenge that is facing newlyweds?
We say that tell me how you were raised and I'll tell you how you're loved. So when we see people getting married, that's not where the relationship actually starts. The relationship starts with how you were raised, what you were familiar with, because we are attracted to what we are familiar with. If you don't have a background where love was prominent, where love was authentic, it's going to be very difficult for you to manufacture that in later life. So our upbringing has something to do with it.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege. The stories, the scores, the spirit of the game. Catch Africa at Play with Neto Chemane. Saturdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on Channel Africa.
15:47 Central African Time. This is Africa at Play on Channel Africa with sport and music from an African perspective. A warm welcome if you have just joined us. We still have Namuchana, our correspondent from Lusaka, Zambia. We are wrapping up our conversation with him. We spoke about the Chen tournament and a possible fine to be given to Team Zambia because of their mentor Avram Grant, who didn't honor a post-match interviews. And we also now looking at the Zambia Super League, where Mines United will be up against Mfulira Wanderers on the Saturday the 16th of August at 3 p.m. Central African Time. Muza will be up against Zanaco at 1500 Central African Time. Kansanshi Dynamos will be up against Kabwe Warriors also on Saturday at 1500 Central African Time. Zesco United will take on Kongola Blades at 1500 Central African Time. Power Dynamos will welcome Red Arrows on Saturday the 16th of August at 3 p.m. Central African Time. Nkwazi will line up against Green Buffaloes at 3 p.m. Central African Time. Napsa Stars up against Green Eagles also on Saturday at 1500 Central African Time. Njanga Rangers up against Motondo Stars also the same day at 1500 Central African Time. Prison Leopards up against Nkana on Saturday the 16th of August Central African Time. It is a full-on list of fixtures for the Zambian Super League. So Namuchana, as we wrap up our conversation, you spoke to Wezi Mazunda, a football analyst, on player transfers and the high price tag. And I'm wondering, what was the situation in the Zambian Super League as the league is gearing up to kick off and open the curtain on Friday?
Yeah, Neto, we can't really wait to watch the Zambian League. It has been on recess for some time now, and you are aware that it was aligned so that it can conform to international standards. And the game to watch, and I think the game of the week, will be Power Dynamos, who will be taking on Red Arrows. These are the Airmen. This is a game that promises to produce sparks, and we only wish both teams all the best as they meet. Looking at the transfers of players, I would tell you, Neto, and I'll be very honest with you, the Zambian players are not all that expensive, and the movement of players in Zambia isn't something that is so publicized, okay? I will tell you, for example, that the only time that we see Zambian clubs buying players, it is, for example, if Zesco is in the Continental or maybe Power Dynamos, where they are going to represent this country in the CAF Champions League. We have seen Power now. I think they've bought one player from the Democratic Republic of Congo. They've bought one player from Kenya. They've bought one player from Ghana. Yeah, but when you look at their price tags, all these players that are coming, they don't even go to $1 million Zambian kwacha, or they don't even go to 1.5 million. The highest we have seen in the Zambian context, it is something 500,000, which is roughly about 600,000 rands. The last time we saw an expensive player being bought, I think it was the Zesco United Football Club when he bought a player from Kenya. That costed them about 900,000 kwacha. So I would say that the buying of players in Zambia, Neto, isn't all that expensive, because we even see players being bought as cheap as 50,000 Zambian kwacha, 100,000 Zambian kwacha. So we are yet to reach such levels where a football club can nurture talent and make money out of that by selling them at the right time. But as a country, we are still somewhere very far. We are yet to catch up maybe with countries like South Africa, whose league is highly developed. When when a player maybe is moving from Mamelodi Sundowns to Kaizer Chiefs or maybe to Orlando Pirates, you find such a player might even cost 1.5 million rands, 2.5 million rands, 3 million rands. But here we haven't reached such levels yet. We are hoping that in future, the football clubs will be able to be cashing in on their players, because we are living in a world where money is dictating everything. Neto, if you don't have money, then there is nothing that you can do. And the football has really changed, and football has become dynamic. And now football has gone commercial. It is no longer for entertainment. Football has become business. And so the more you invest in players, the more money you are likely to reap. So I'm just hoping that one day we are going to see a situation where a power dynamos will invest in a player, then they sell such a player maybe to Orlando Pirates even at $5 million. That is what we are waiting to see. But for now, we haven't yet reached such levels, Neto. It's just a matter of time. We only hope that one day, maybe in future, we are going to reach such levels of making money as a country. But for now, I'm afraid we are still playing football for charity, Neto.
15:54 Central African Time, and Namuchana is our correspondent based in Lusaka, Zambia. So Namuchana, thank you so much for talking to us on Africa at Play. All the best moving forward.
Yeah, thank you so much, Neto, for having me, Mr. Boku.
15:55 for Betway Premiership matches that kicked off at 1500 Central African Time as Chippa United, the Chile Boys, opened the curtain against reigning champions Masanda 1 and Mamelodi Sundowns. The reigning champions are leading that match by 1-0, and that match is currently on a halftime break, same as Amazulu, who are leading Orbit College by 1-0, also on a halftime break. Richards Bay going down against Marumo Gallants, who are leading that match by 1-0. Polokwane City up against Makesi FC in the Limpopo Derby, still no goal scored. And later on you can expect Escotini Orlando Pirates up against Skukuni United at 17:30 Central African Time, with Siwelele wrapping up the evening against Abafana Bestende Golden Arrows at 8 p.m. Central African Time. We've got some voice notes on the topic of the day, starting with Adi Makado.
180 minutes on the world of sports and music. That's Africa at Play with Neto, Neto Chemane on Channel Africa from an African perspective.
Lucy, I think this is actually influenced by quite a number of issues that are involved, particularly when we look at over the decades. We find that, football is driven by a mix of economic, commercial as well as competitive factors. So you'll find that nowadays the broadcast and media rights have actually boomed and skyrocketed as well, which then ultimately means that teams are also receiving a lot, and they also have sponsorship that is also giving them a lot of money as well, where you find that now the commercialization of football with things like merchandise, the sponsorship, and the global fan bases generate massive revenue for these teams. And you'll find that the more the teams are receiving more revenue, then the more the demand of players as well, high-profile players. And as you know that in economics, they say that the higher the demand, obviously the higher the prices. So I think it's one of those that if a player is definitely on a demand, you'll find that the price of that particular product or of that particular player will then inflate. So I think also the issue of player branding, where you find that those players that are big stars, they play a pivotal role in the global market, and which then obviously add to the commercial value to their transfer fee. But then I think one last thing, the issue of agents. Agents are playing a pivotal role as well, because they know that they will gain. They know that there is a chunk of money that they can get out of the sales, and those aggressive negotiations and high commission deals, they contribute to inflated prices because they know that there is sort of like a gold or a mineral at the end or on top of the mine. So yeah, I think those are the issues that are really contributing. But in short, I can say that we have seen that football has really evolved, and it has evolved not just into sport, but it has evolved into global entertainment industry where players are valued not only for their performance on the pitch, but also for their commercial appeal. Thank you, Os.
15:58 Central African Time. Thank you to Adi Makado from Limpopo Province for sharing his thoughts on our topic of the day. We've got more voice notes that are coming your way, but for now it's time to wrap up the second hour of Africa at Play. Let's take a musical break. We'll be back shortly.
Broadcasting in 5 different languages, connecting the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Greatness Republic. DJ Neptune, hit me.
Oroma, Cinderella from Puerto Rico. You carry go pay fine face like Abino. And as I see your waist, baby, I swear I say Ale, Aje, on my ten now. You must go come my girl, you sweet like gelato. Oh, and you know, see your face today, I feel like to see you tomorrow. And if you drop my gelato, oh, you go know. Baby, come my place tonight, no go do me, Ojoro, Isabella. With your back way soft like pillow, fire down like Ronaldinho. Choo, touch my body, ogo, I dey your dog, go, Angelina, choo. Girl, you sweet like gelato, oh, and you know, see your face today, I feel like to see you tomorrow. And if you drop my gelato, oh, you go know, baby, come my place tonight, no go do me, Ojoro, Isabella.
Sounds of Neptune.
No fairy tales, just the facts and the music you love on Channel Africa.
16:05 Central African Time. We've entered into the third and final hour of Africa at Play. It was a double play. DJ Neptune featuring Kaid saying Gelato, and the legendary Lucky Dube saying God bless the women, as we continue to celebrate Women's Day on this special Saturday, the 9th of August. We still have more voice notes on the topic of the day, where we're asking why are the price tags of player transfers so high when some teams are unable to afford to purchase some of the players that they are targeting to beef up their teams. We played a voice note from Adi Makado. We've got one more from Lizwi Sibuyi.
Good afternoon, Africa at Play family. This is Lizwi Sibuyi speaking, and I just wanted to comment a little on why transfer fees have seen such an influx in recent years. And there are many factors to it. It's the matchday economy is booming, ticket sales, hospitality, or we're looking at the broadcasting rights that are very high. We're looking at the amount of sponsors that clubs have. The football economy is growing. But apart from the club's revenue growing, because a lot of teams have a lot of money nowadays, but I believe there's one football transfer that changed the landscape forever, and that is the transfer of Neymar Jr. to Paris Saint-Germain from FC Barcelona after they activated his 222 million euro release clause. To this day, that has not been broken, but I believe there was a ripple effect course after that, and there are many transfers I can name. Shortly after that, we saw Ousmane Dembele moving from Dortmund to Barcelona, 120 million. Felipe Coutinho from Liverpool to Barcelona, 150 million. We see Kylian Mbappe moving from Monaco to Paris Saint-Germain, 180 million. These are insane prices, but all of these came into play after the transfer of Neymar Jr. to Paris Saint-Germain. We had not seen any figures that are above the 100 million mark. Now, 100 million is certainly not enough for your best player. You have to give a lot more than that, and that's what we see nowadays. Thank you so much. Asteleli Siashai. Sure.
Asteleli Siashaya, thank you to Lizwi Sibuyi for a jam-packed insight on this topic of the day, talking about different price tags. It goes to show that football is a serious business indeed. One more voice note from Nande Jobodwana.
Good day, good day, good day. My name is Nande Chobotwana. Here at Africa at Play, interesting question. The price of players, it has to go up, because if I think of a team that has an academy now, I've invested a lot in this kid in terms of investment, the physio, the nutrition, getting the right coaches for him. So his price when I'm selling him, because now he's a superstar, so his price when I'm selling him has to be astronomical, because when he goes to another team, he's got the possibility of bringing trophies to that team. He's got the possibility of gelling with the other players of that team. And let's not forget also, a sportsman's career is actually not that long. You know, not everyone is going to play 10 seasons. And even if they do, like as the years go by, as the age Yako catches on to you, you're not going to be that player you were. All of those things you need to bear in mind. So when you release a player, and I must say, and also the age factor, you know, if you've got a young player, you're buying a young player, he's in his early 20s, if this player stays in the club, that's a good 7-8 year investment. So the prices have to go up. The prices have to go up. And just like the economy has to go up. So yes, there is no other way. Thank you.
The prices have to go up, just like the economy has to go up. And Nande raising a solid point there to say, if you're buying a 20-year-old player who's going to be with the club for 8 years, it is a good investment and it's worth that high price tag. One more voice note from Yamkela Sifingo.
Good afternoon to you, Neto, and good afternoon to the listeners of Africa at Play. This is Yamkela Sifingo. Well, my view on the topic of the day, I think what makes some of the players to become ridiculously expensive, I think maybe one, it's because in the recent decades, clubs get to invest too much on their players. So when they charge during the transfer window, they expect to have a return on the investment of the player that they'll be releasing. I think secondly, it's because the sports economy has grown in leaps and bounds, like in Europe and other leagues abroad, but also within the African continent. I think the sports economy is growing little by little in some demographics within the African continent. Clubs don't mind like selling 6-8 players all at once in one season and start from scratch because they know that there's a pipeline in the development. So I think maybe those could be the factoring issues as to why the prices have like just went astronomically.
Thank you to all those that have shared their thoughts on our topic of the day, where we were talking about the high price tag when it comes to player movements during every new season of football, not just in Africa, but globally. 16:11 Central African Time. The SABC is pleased to announce the launch of the new self-registration platform. Vendors wishing to do business with the SABC can self-register on our internally developed platform. Vendors are able to access this platform on our website at www.sabc.co.za/SABC under e-tenders, or self-register at etender.sabc.co.za and follow the prompts. Visit SABC social media pages for more details. We take a short break. When we come back, we head into West Africa for the latest in Nigerian sport with Tony Robani.
Got something to say? Are you passionate about issues that matter? Do you have a voice that deserves to be heard? Well, we've got the perfect platform for you. Call in or drop us a WhatsApp on +27 63 406 9126 and we will call you back so you could have your say and be part of the conversation.
30 years of age. I just turned 30 on the 15th of November. So yeah, that's who I am, you know.
It's not just talk, it's your chance to air your views, share your opinion, engage with the community that values your perspective. Follow us on our social media. Visit our website at www.channelafrica.co.za and get ready to share your views on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Where champions rise and legends are made. Join Neto Chemane on Africa at Play, only on Channel Africa.
Remo Stars Football Club of Ikene owner, Honorable Kunle Soname, has blamed the inability of Nigerian teams to perform well during African Continental Club competitions on lack of enough money for football in the country. In what could be a warning that Remo Stars may not find the going easy when they compete in the CAF Champions League this season. Soname may opine that money circulating in Nigeria's domestic football sector is insufficient for a successful continental campaign. He further pointed out that players in Nigeria Professional Football League and PFL clubs will be up against opponents who are better motivated with higher salaries and welfare packages, hence the edge most of them have against the country's representatives. Soname, who is a major shareholder at the UD Firenze of Portugal, stressed there is not enough money in this game for us in Nigeria. For us to compete with those guys, the money is simply not enough. He went on to state an example that happened with his team when they were knocked out of both the CAF Confederation Cup and then Champions League in back-to-back years by Asfar of Morocco, whose players, he noted, earn far much more than what any Nigerian club can pay. The former chairman of Ikosi local government area in Lagos State recalled, Remo Stars played against Asfa, whose players earn so much more than ours. Here, they earn maybe 500 to 700,000 naira, or in the maximum 800,000 naira, something like that. But we are playing against players who earn $4,000 or $5,000 in their own clubs. So most likely, 7 out of 10 times, they will defeat us. He then made an inference to the home-based Eagles, who are once again struggling to find their feet at the Championship of African Nations, CHAN 2024, which he blamed on the mass exodus that many players embark on in the Nigerian League at the end of every season. on the absence of, on the balance of probability, their chances of defeating you is higher because they have better quality players. The best players in our league now, next season, you will not see them again. Those other guys will buy them. So how do you compete with them? Tsunami acts rhetorically. Kunle Tsunami speaks.
This game in Nigeria, for us to compete with those guys, the money is simply not enough. I must have played AXA. I mean, these are players that earn maybe 500, 700, maybe maximum 800, something like that here. They're playing against players that earn $4,000-$5,000 in their own clubs. Most likely, 7 out of 10 times they'll defeat you. On the balance of probability, their chances of defeating you is higher because they have better quality players. The best players in the league now, next season you will not see them again. Those guys will buy. Now compete with them.
Nigeria suffered a narrow 1-0 defeat to defend the champion Senegal in the opening match of the African Nations Championship campaign. Though Nigeria enjoyed plenty of possession, the team failed to create chances. Head coach Eric Chell blamed the loss on a lack of intensity. He described the defeat as deserved in his post-match press conference. Senegal were more aggressive than us. They put more intensity than us, and this is logical. It's normal. They deserve the victory. In the second half, we gave away the goal. A little mistake cost us. This is normal because we never got into the game mentally, or maybe we were scared about something. He also spoke about the importance of winning duels during the game. We need to try to play football. We enjoy it when we play. Create chances to score. Keep the ball, but when we lose the ball for 20 minutes, they score. And this is football. We need to win games. We must be ambitious. And to do that, we need to be more aggressive. We lost every duel today, and we must do better. Chell emphasized the need for a positive state of mind going into the next 2 group stage matches. This is the first match, and we have 2 games to go. We need to change our state of mind and be more aggressive on the pitch. You can't play football if you lose every duel in the game. Another area the Super Eagles coach spoke about was the need to create more chances. In the first half, we created no chance to score. You need to be more aggressive offensively and defensively. I think we played well at times, but the reality is we made just 1 mistake. So we need to improve our state of mind and be more competitive, more aggressive. Finally, he said that a lack of desire could see the last get eliminated early against Sudan and Congo. If we play like this and are scared of other teams, we will return to Nigeria quickly. Senegal is a good team, and I told you that we want to take it game by game. Our second game, we need to win to qualify. This is football. If you want to play, you must be more aggressive. The competition just started, and there are a lot of good teams in this tournament. Chell also praised the overall level of the tournament, particularly the intensity. There is a lot of intensity. The teams try to play, and there was a lot of quality in the game because the pitch is very good, and the teams want to play. I'm surprised by the intensity. It's a lot. In my view, it's a great CHAN tournament. Our CHAN campaign starts now, and we will see what happens in the second game. Coach Eric Chell speaks.
Senegal was more aggressive than us. They put more intensity than us, and it's, for me, this is normal. They deserve this victory. So in second half, we gave the goal. This is too little mistake. So this is normal because we never get into this game. So maybe mentally, or maybe we scare about something, but we need to try to play football. And during 20 minutes, when we play football, we create a chance to score. We keep the ball during 20 minutes, and this is football. But to winning some game and to be ambitious, we need to be more aggressive. So for the second goal, for the duel in first half, we lost every duel. So okay, this is the first match. We have two games again, but we need to change our state of mind. And during the first half, aggressive on the pitch. We can't play football if we lost every duel during the game. In first half, we create no chance to score. So you need to be more aggressive. You need to be more aggressive offensively. and of course defensively. But defensively, even we lost every goal defensively. I think we played sometime well, but the reality, we did just one mistake. So we need to improve in our state of mind. We need to be most competitive, more once again, more aggressive, and we will see. But the game against Sudan and Congo, if we play like this, if we are scared about some things, we will come back in Nigeria quickly. Senegal was a big team, and now, and I told you that we want to take game after game. So in 1 week we have a second game. We need to win if we want to hope qualify. This is the football, but if you once again, if you want to play, you need to be more aggressive. The competition starts well. There is a lot of good team in this competition. There is a lot of intensity. The team try to play, and there is a lot of quality in this game.
The former Super Eagles international Abiodun Obafemi also criticized the team's passive approach after their 1-0 CHAN loss to Senegal in Zanzibar. Abiodun Obafemi speaks.
Get a very favorable result in the second match, then, qualification was very difficult. But looking at our approach to the match, I was expecting us to be more proactive, but we were not. We were too reactive, and I saw it coming. If you look at the way the Senegalese played, their transition is faster, quicker, and they committed more men to attack whenever they are attacking us. But the coordination wasn't there. It took at our team very well. They wanted to play, but our build-up was a little bit too slow. So we need to commit more men, up front. And then our wingers, we need to run. They are not running as a team. It's a team that doesn't want to run. And now, footballers are running. You understand? So this is one thing I noticed the much.
Former Nigerian international Bob Hussein expressed concern over the current CHAN Eagles team, stating that the squad selection of the tournament was not a true reflection of the quality of players in the league. Reacting to Nigeria's loss to Senegal, Hussein said that the players did not perform to expectations, stressing that sometimes players are selected based on interest and not on merit. Eric Chell unveiled home-based Eagles 23 players for African Nations Championship CHAN. The team comprised 8 players from Remo Stars team, which was crowned champion of the Nigerian Premier Football League. Coach of Remo Stars, Daniel Ogunmodede, is also assistant coach to Chell. Tongues have been wagging that he used his influence to select Remo Stars players in the CHAN team, neglecting better players in other clubs in the country. The 1-0 beating by Senegal in the opening game of CHAN has reinforced that claim, especially with Bob Hussein, former player and coach, re-emphasizing it. Bob Hussein speaks.
It's all about the coach. It's our system. Our system is poor, and the interest, again, is another aspect. The interest. People put so much interest because they want their boys to be part of it so that they can sell, they can exploit that kind of thing. So there are some players that they didn't include. There are some players that did well in the league. But because these players are not from teams that have people that will push them, they didn't reckon with those players. They didn't pick those players to represent. We didn't go with our best team as far as I'm concerned.
Defeat means that the Eagles occupy the bottom of Group D without a point, following their 1-1 draw between Congo and Sudan, which meant the two teams shared the spoils. Next up for Nigeria is their second match of the group phase against Sudan, also at the Amman Stadium next week, Tuesday. And from there, we move to basketball to inform that NBA star Josh Okogie has joined the Tigers preparation camp in Abuja ahead of the 2025 FIBA Afro Basketball scheduled to take place in Angola from August 12th to August 24th. Josh Okogie's arrival is expected to be a major morale booster for the squad already in camp, bringing with him a wealth of experience, having previously represented Nigeria at the 2019 FIBA World Cup and the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo. The newly signed Houston Rockets guard is making his return to the national team for the first time since the 2023 FIBA World Cup African qualifiers, where he posted impressive averages of 16.0 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 3.7 assists per game, with an efficiency rating of 18.0. The 26-year-old confirmed his arrival via an Instagram sent caption simply Nigeria. Okoje joined the Houston Rockets during the offseason after being waived by the Charlotte Hornets. He joins former the Tigers player Ime Udoka, who is the current coach of the Rockets. Nigeria has been drawn in Group B alongside defending champions Tunisia, Madagascar, and Cameroon. The Tigers will open their campaign against Madagascar on August 13th, followed by fixtures against Tunisia on August 15th and Cameroon on August 17th. The group winners will secure automatic qualification to the quarterfinals, while the second and third place teams will battle for a spot through the qualification round. Meanwhile, former the Tigers and Kano Pillars basketball club coach Sani Ahmed is not impressed with the preparation of the Tigers. Sani Ahmed speaks.
It's not good for us to have short preparation period. We only have an advantage whenever you prepare well and so on. But by and large, the players are of high quality and I hope they will want to understand themselves before that time. But definitely the period is a bit short for them to get better. So I'm so happy that they gave him the chance to continue to lead the team, and he's getting to know them better. I think they will work very well. And Brahma is very intelligent, he understands the game, and I think it all depends on the players to cooperate with him, and I hope they will.
Also, former men basketball team, the Tigers, Stanley Gumus, frowned at the poor preparation of the Tigers as they get ready for the 2025 FIBA Pro Basketball Tournament. Stanley Gumus speaks.
Nigeria, we have been prepared for a long time. It has been the norms, and it is not good, but then we thrive even in the midst of adversity sometimes. It depends on the caliber of players that are put together and then how well they know each other and how far and how long they play with each other. Some of these factors will play out when adversity sets in. So we're able to put a collection of players that their talent level are higher than everyone in Africa and then also are committed to the green, white, green. I believe we will thrive in this situation as well.
Coach Bankole Olowokere believes the under-17 national women's team, Flamingos, can emulate their illustrious seniors in the Super Falcons by going all the way to claim the forthcoming FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Morocco, describing the North African country as a land of blessing for Nigeria. Penultimate Saturday, the Super Falcons clinched a historic 10th Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON after a dramatic comeback 3-2 victory over the host, the Atlas Lionesses. The 9th edition of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup will be played between 17th October and 8th November in Morocco, ahead of the Cadet Women's World Cup in October. An optimistic Olowokere said if the Super Falcons could do it in Morocco, his works also can equally follow suit by winning a historic first title. After our senior Super Falcons achieved that might, I have called Morocco the land of blessings for Nigeria in year 2025, and I'm a bit spiritual about my football. If anybody has done something good in this world, you have to follow that step. Olowokere, who led the Flamingos to a bronze medal finish in 2022, said, I have seen something that they have done, and I've been able to put it into my own program too, as well as I can get something better. So the land of Morocco this year is for Nigeria. I'm seeing it by the grace of God. As God lives this year, it's Nigeria's time. It's our period. We are going there to achieve. Even at the men too as well. It's a land of destiny that God has given us. I've stepped into that place and work is going on. It's not something that we can just go and pick. We are going to work towards it. The players are working hard. The technical crew are working hard to achieve it for Nigeria. Olowokere added in an interview, this will be the first time the competition is contested by 24 teams, 4 from AFC Asia, 5 from CAF, that's Africa, including Morocco, 4 from CONCACAF, North America, 4 from CONMEBOL, South America, 5 from UEFA, Europe, and 2 from Oceania. Morocco will be the first country on the African continent and just the second Arab country to host the tournament. Coach Bankole Olowokere speaks.
Our seniors have achieved that might. I call Morocco the land of blessing for Nigeria in year 2025. I'm a bit spiritual about my football. If anybody has done something good in this world, you have to follow that street. You have to follow that step. I want that skinny. I've seen some things they have done that I've been able to put it to my own program to as well, so that I'll be able to get something better. So, land of Morocco this year is for Nigeria. I'm saying it by the grace of God. I've got it. This is Nigerian time. It's our period at Morocco land. We are going there to achieve. Who are the men to as well? It's the land of blessing that God has given us. Expect people to that place. Work to achieve. Not the thing I just go and preach. I'm going to work towards that. The players work hard. The independent team work hard to achieve this one for Nigeria.
President Bola Tinubu has conferred national honors on all members of the Tigers for winning the 2025 Women's Afro Basketball in Cote d'Ivoire. The president also pledged 100,000 to each of the players and an additional 50,000 to members of the technical crew. Vice President Kasim Shetima, who represented Tinubu at the event, announced the rewards while receiving the Tigers at the presidential villa. Each player and official in the team will also be getting a flat in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. On Sunday, Nigeria defeated Mali 78-64 in the final, which was held at the Palais des Sports de Trècheville in Abidjan. The victory makes Nigeria the only country ever to win the Women's Afro Basketball title 5 times in a row. The Tigers also booked an automatic ticket for the 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup in Berlin. Speaking after, Coach Rene Wakama thanked her players and officials and called for more opportunities for women to be given the chance to coach the women's team, being the only female head coach against 11 male head coaches at this year's Afro Basketball. Rena Wakama speaks.
God, just for putting us here in this position to be able to win again. I'm thankful for my girls, my queens. Without them, nothing's possible. They go through so much things. They are the definition of a true professional. This is what they do, all right? And I'm glad that they're able to reap the benefits of their work. So shout out to them. Shout out to the NBBS. Our support, our village. We have a long way to go as a country, but the future looks bright.
Super Falcons goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie is in the running for the 2025 Women's Yassin Trophy. The 24-year-old will battle 4 other goalkeepers for the prestigious award. The other nominees for the Yassin Trophy include Anne-Catherine Beja of Gotham FC, Kata Cole of Barcelona Femini, Hannah Hampton of Chelsea Women, and Daphne Van Damsela of Arsenal Women. Nadozie made the headlines after helping her former club, Paris FC, beat Paris Saint-Germain in the final of the Coupe de France Feminine in May. Paris FC won the counter 5-4 on penalties to win their first major trophy in nearly 2 decades. The shot stopper also played a crucial role in Nigeria's success in the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, where the Super Falcons won a record-extending 10th title. Nadozie kept 4 clean sheets in 6 appearances at a competition hosted by Morocco. She was named best goalkeeper at the tournament. Super Falcons head coach Justin Madugu has also been nominated for the Women's Team Coach of the Year. Madugu was recognized for guiding the Super Falcons to the title at the WAFCON 2024 finals. And before we go, Nigeria's women's team, Super Falcons, remain at the 36th position in the FIFA ranking released despite their victory at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. They, however, remain Africa's best-ranked team. The stagnation may have been influenced by the fact that the time of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations also coincided with that of the European version, where most of the teams enjoy a higher ranking than the Nigerian side. It will be another 126 days before the next ranking is made on December 11, 2025. South Africa, at the 56th position, is the next ranked African team, while Morocco is at 64, Zambia is 65th, and Cameroon is at the 66th position. Ghana, the top placed team at WAFCON, placed 67th in the global ranking. For Channel Africa Sports, Tony Bane reporting from Lagos, Nigeria.
16:35 Central African Time. Thank you to Tony Tonero Bani, our Lagos-based correspondent. We are now heading to sports news. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play, kicking off with football news. South Africa coach Molefi Ntseki says playing at the Mandela National Stadium was a source of pride for his team after they earned a hard-fought 1-1 draw with Algeria in their opening CHAN 2024 match. Nzeki's side showed resilience against a North African team that had started the tournament strongly, and he praised his players' commitment both on and off the field. Both sides set up in identical 4-2-3-1 formations, a choice that produced a tactical stalemate for much of the contest. Algeria struck first through Abdeno Belhocini on the 29th minute, but Tabiso Kutumela equalized for South Africa just before the break to restore parity. Here is SA coach Molefi Nzeki.
Yes, it was a very important game for us, playing against a team that had already played and won the game and scored 3 goals. So we're very careful not to expose ourselves. Our approach was very economical because we were aware that their strength comes from turnovers, and they are very good in adding numbers aggressively so in the last set. And with their crossing technical ability, always looking for the far pole. That's what the analysis told us, or that's what we benefited from the analysis. But in terms of our team, I think we applied ourselves as per the plan, and I think credit must be given to the players, having to play the first match and then having to grind the results like they did with a high intensity coming from Algeria. But I think the game plan worked out very well. But it's not always the game plan that works. It is the application that you get from the players, the commitment, the dedication, the tactical understanding, tactical cohesion.
Still in football news, Algeria coach Majid Bouguera was also quick to commend his squad, admitting fatigue was a factor but stressing the importance of qualification over performance. The statistics reflected the evenly matched nature of the game. South Africa saw slightly more of the ball, enjoying 53% of possession and completing 390 passes at 85% accuracy. Algeria, however, created more goal attempts with 14 shots compared to South Africa's 7, 4 of which were on target. Discipline was tight with only 17 fouls and 3 yellow cards, 1 for Algeria and 2 for South Africa, and no red cards. In today's fixtures, Central African Republic will take on Mauritania, and Tanzania Taifa Stars will be up against Madagascar at 1900 Central African time. Still with football, the French League One outfit Strasbourg have signed the 19-year-old Danish international Lucas Hogsberg in a 5-year deal. The transfer of Lucas Hogsberg to RC Strasbourg makes him the most expensive centre-back to be sold from the Danish Superliga, while he is also among the 5 largest sales in FC Nordsjælland's history. Hogsberg played 32 matches for FC Nordsjælland and made his international debut for Denmark in the Nations League quarter-final against Portugal earlier in the year. In swimming news, experienced renowned swimming head coach Rocco Meirang has shared with SABC Sport why he is not a big fan of nominations after being shortlisted for the South African Sports Awards Coach of the Year. He believes coaching is a team effort and that it can be unfair to celebrate just one person from a larger support structure. Meirang, who is nominated alongside Jason Swanyana and Andries Kruger, stressed that he often works with athletes who have already been developed by others who have invested significant time and effort in them.
It's a very humbling experience, and I personally don't like the Coach of the Year titles because there are so many of the co-coaches that are doing amazing things with athletes and so on, and just because those athletes are not at the top level yet, they don't get recognized. So it's a very humbling experience for me, and it's something that I'm not very comfortable with because I'm lucky I'm getting the athletes when somebody else has done all the really, really hard work in developing that athlete.
Rising swimming sensation Peter Kutsie, who captured 3 medals at the World Aquatics Championships in Singapore, hailed Meiring as the best coach in the world. Meiring says he treasures the respect and gratitude from his athletes far more than any formal accolades.
I didn't know he said that, but that is the ultimate recognition, and actually the most important one, in my opinion, is when an athlete, makes a statement like that. So, that to me is the most important aspect, is an athlete acknowledging the work that the coach has done.
The former coach of Olympic medalist Tatiana Smith told SABC Sport that it is easier to coach an individual athlete than to manage a team. He explained that the complexities of working with multiple athletes in a team environment makes it a far more challenging task. Let's now take a quick flight to East Africa and land in Kampala, Uganda, where Simon Poza is standing by with the update.
This year's Federation of East Africa Secondary Schools Sports Association, in short FIESA Games, will take place from 13th to 23rd August in Kakamega, Kenya. The draws of the games were done on Thursday at FIESA headquarters in Kampala, where over 300 teams were drawn in various groups of 25 sports disciplines. Christopher Mugisa is the game's organizing secretary and CEO of the Uganda Secondary Schools Sports Association, and now explains the preparations.
We start our preparation for FIESA by having qualifiers, and we organize 5 big championships to get qualifiers for FIESA. We have ball games 1, which we held in Bukedia Comprehensive, Bukedia, where we got qualifiers in various sports disciplines in May. We also have under 20 football championship, which was held in Ngora. We got our qualifiers, 4 teams, boys, out of 64. Then after Ngora, we held ball games 2, which was the biggest. This was recently done in Tororo, hosted by St. Peter's College Tororo and Tororo Girls School, where we got our qualifiers. The last one which we are going to do is the swimming gala, which will be done on the 9th. Here we shall get our swimmers who will constitute Team Uganda Swimming. During the ball games too, we also had athletic championship within the tournament, and we got our athletic team. Currently, the athletic team is in the residential training at St. Peter's College Tororo. The selection of the final team is being done today, 8th. So we shall get a final team for that game. So Uganda preparation is on high gear. It does only stop on that. Verification of all the teams by presenting Form A is ongoing, and I think we are finalizing today. After verification, we shall know that this is the contingent. We are also vaccinating our participants against yellow fever. It's a requirement. This is ongoing at all Kampala. Teams at all Kampala Secondary School, they are undergoing vaccination. We thank the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Education and Sports and the Ministry of Health, who has made it possible for vaccination of our participants to take place. We are also, preparation does not stop there. We are also compiling the field officials, those are the referees and umpires. The National Sports Federation provide the referees to provide our quota from Uganda to go and officiate in FIESA Games. I'm happy to know that the Federation have responded well. They have started sending in the names of the referees who will go for that officiation. We have also procured general team uniform for Team Uganda. That is the tracksuit and the polo t-shirts. They are being delivered. As you can see, some of them are here. We are also going to give each team a pair of competition jerseys. This competition just will be delivered here on Saturday, and teams are going to pick them on Sunday. The accreditation of teams is ongoing. So that's the preparation on the side of Uganda. Now, turning on FIASA, where I'm the organizing secretary, we started by, first of all, we start by identifying the venue, the host venue. And I can gladly say that the host venue was early on identified, that's Kakamega town, which is in western part of Kenya. Then this is followed by inspection. We did the inspection, we inspected the venue. I can say that they have wonderful venues, both competition venue and the competition venue. Some of the venues are undergoing renovation, specifically for this game, like the Buhungu Stadium, which will host the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony, at the same time host the athletics. It is undergoing renovation, okay, which should be ready by the time of which I think now is ready for the games. Venue like basketball, which will be at Police Canteen, Kakamega, it is undergoing renovation, setting up a new course altogether. So I should say that the competition venue and the accommodation venue are perfect. Boys will be accommodated in Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology, which is a very perfect water accommodation facilities. And some of the competition venues will be in Masinde Muliro University. The girls will be accommodated at Musingu for boys primary. Then there is St. Joseph Aldo is for primary girls, and Mukumu girls will accommodate the girls secondary. So I should say Kenya is set. Now, unlike other games, unlike other FIASA, because for us we believe that every time we go for FIASA competition, which we have also done in Uganda here, the standard should what? Go high. We shouldn't keep repeating the same thing, remaining low. We should progress for the sake of our what? Kids, for the sake of our students. They should see how things grow. And I should say that the FIASA games in Uganda grew. These FIASA games in Uganda grew by seeing how school put up new facilities just to host these games. The same thing in Kenya, new facilities have come up. But at the same time, we want to see, do our leaders embrace this? As you saw in Uganda, the games were opened by the President, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda. Likewise, also in Kenya, they have said they are emulating. The President of the Republic of Kenya will be the chief guest during the opening ceremony, okay, with other dignitaries. The game will also show ISF President with his Executive Director and Vice President of ISF, who is also the President of Federation of Africa School Sports, who is based in Morocco, will also attend the games. Okay, he will attend the games, especially during the symposium. We normally hold a sports symposium, which brings together government officials, and they share their experiences to see how they can improve school sports. And it's through those symposiums that you have seen school sports improving in what? In Uganda tremendously. So those events are very, very, very important during FIASA games. So I should say we are ready for the FIASA games.
Mugisa also takes us through the statistics of the teams, starting with hosts Kenya.
Has got 71 teams boys, 74 teams girls, with a total of 1,797 participants. Tanzania has got 17 teams boys and 23 teams girls, with a total number of participants 496. Rwanda has got 12 teams boys and 9 teams girls, with a total of 262. Burundi has got 4 teams boys and 2 teams girls, with a total of 46. We also have Ivory Coast. It's coming to join us. It's going to present 2 teams, one team in handball boys, and a team of athletes. Okay. We are also expecting Nigeria. Now, Uganda, I now talk about Uganda. Uganda currently has 70 teams, boys, 69 teams, girls, a total of 1,582 participants. But I know this Uganda side, they will go to like to 1,600 something, because there are two disciplines which we have included recent of late by yesterday. If it turns up, so it will go to about 1,600. So that's the contingent of Uganda, and it will be headed by top officials from the ministry. We expect the Minister of State for Education, for Sports, to be the head of to be the team leader. We have the commissioners, they will be there, and other team of other officials from the Ministry of Sports and Education. They will be there. So it is a big contingent, and we intend to leave Uganda for Kakamega on the 11th, so that by 7 a.m. on the 12th, we are clearing at the border, and by 2, as per regulation, we should be in Kakamega Games Village at around 2 there. So that is the contingent we have. The flag of ceremony, we have scheduled for 11th at 2 p.m. at Lugogo. We are yet to write Lugogo, but we know it will be at Lugogo indoor stadium. That's, I can say, that's the preparation. But the preparation is really big, because I want you to imagine moving over 1,500 students across the border. It involves a lot of what? Preparation.
Mugisa also says school sports is the backbone of national sports talent development.
You see, having school sports, you create, it's like a nursery. From the nursery, you get the what? You get the seeds, you get the seedlings which grow into what? Into trees and so forth. And the products, fruits, seeds can then be good. You get the point? It's also like school sports. Our school sports, if it is well developed, you have a larger pool of identifying talent for any particular sports discipline. You get me? Now, the strength of the school sport will also showcase the strength of the clubs, national teams, and so forth, because they have started at a earlier what? Age. And they have gone growing. Now, not all of them exposed to school sport will reach that level. No. But these people who are remaining behind already will have the knowledge of what sports is. So it will become easier for them to support the top, because they know what it means. For example, for us in USSA, we believe in mass what? Mass sports. Why are we doing it? We want to produce a large population which is sports literate. We want to produce a large population which is talented, where sports federation, national, they can identify athletes for various national what? Teams. That's what we want. So that everyone is engaged in sports, they will know the benefit of sports, but they will also support sports. If they are parents, they will support their what? Their kids to do sports. So regionally, if you can see, we may not be doing very well because people want immediate results. But this is the process. In 5-10 years, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, they may start performing differently. For example, now you can see, look at netball. Netball, we have penetrated through. When you look at the product of netball, they are all from what? Schools. Currently, our Gazelle basketball were where, I think, Ivory Coast. And they were doing well. When you look at them, they are all product of what? School sports. So, the role now would be, how do we develop the talent which has been what? Identified. That's where now the problem is. You need a steady human resource to do that. You need a steady financial support to do that. You need facilities sport infrastructures to do that. But I'm lucky now Uganda is what? In terms of infrastructure, I think the government is looking to that one seriously. You look at Oima Kibwa Stadium now, Nambole, if they go on constructing like that, then there will be infrastructures. Now kids can train on good infrastructures. The same now can filter into school. Let every school have good basic school sports infrastructure where kids can practice. For example, you can see a field like this one. This one cannot be across at all Kampala. When you look at that field, well, it's a field, but kids cannot learn skills in that type of field. But if it is improved on, learning the skills become what? Easier. It also motivates them. It's a good surface and so forth. So I think that's what the government is moving in the right direction currently.
As the youth battle in Kakamega, Western Kenya, the rest of Africa will be facing off in the three East African nations, Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania, in the CHAN tournament due to end on 31st of this month. For Africa at Play, my name is Sam Poza, reporting from Kampala in Uganda.
Thank you to Sam Poza from Kampala, Uganda. It is almost that time of the afternoon to say goodbye, but we can never do that without finding out what's coming up on Mix Vibration with Jolene Nsungu. Bonjour.
Bonjour Neto, voilà, sur Mix Vibration, nous allons passer de très bons moments. Nous avons un artiste qui nous rejoint. Il va nous parler bien sûr de sa musique. Il vient de sortir un opus sur le marché des disques. Et en dehors de ça, nous allons fêter la femme africaine au travers de quelques chansons. Donc nous allons passer de très bons moments sur Mix Vibration. À bientôt.
Merci beaucoup. 16:57 Central African Time. Tomorrow is still a day. We are back again at 2 p.m. Central African Time. A big thank you to Tabang Lavisa, our audiovisual streaming team member, together with Mr. Maja, as well as our social media guru, to Mr. Lema, and my producer, Andisiwe Fagimalu Zobona Mali, as well as our technical operator, Tito Fabulous Tidimalo Makau. My name is Neto, Neto Chemane. Hosiati, Konyangazi, Mumka, Japandle njani moyani vuko dendele Africa at Play asideleli siyashaya oh yeah